Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Today we're going to be going over the hottest selling tablet on the market. It still beats every single model tablet on the market, and that is the Kindle Fire. Alright, let's take a look at it. So first, just the aesthetics of it. It has just Kindle in the back with a really nice texture. Just Amazon, of course, is the maker of this one. And around the sides you have, on the very top, stereo speakers, which is nice for a 7-inch to have a pair of stereo speakers instead of mono. And on the bottom you have 3 connections. You have your port for headphones, headset. You have a micro USB. And you have, of course, your power button, which we're going to push now. Light up green there. And let's take a look at this tablet. Alright, so just to start off, the biggest appeal of this tablet, besides the price, is definitely its easiness to use. It's very simplistic in its layout. You have on the top everything you mainly use for a tablet. That goes to newsstand, books, music, videos, documents, apps, and web. You have your most used apps here at the top, so if you've used it recently, this is going to be right there. And then you have all your favorites that you save that you like to often use. You just go right down here. Now let's go over a couple of things. First of all, how you get your apps is from this section over here called the apps, and then you go to the store. Now there is definitely a glitch if you have the Amazon App Store on any other devices. I found that a lot of people have been having this glitch. I had it and I had to figure out a way to fix it. So it's a glitch that basically, if you've had the Amazon App Store on other devices, that you might have the same glitch. And please check out my other video to solve that problem. If you have this glitch where you first get the Kindle Fire and you can't download apps, there is a solution for it. And I'll just click the link and I'll have another video on that one. But once you do use the store, you can shop for all your apps at the store. If you have had previous devices, all of them are going to be on the cloud section versus the device section. So on your cloud section, you'll have every device and every app you've ever downloaded from the App Store. If you're like me, I've downloaded almost every day, so I have over 100, definitely by far. As well as all your device apps are the ones that are actually loaded on this particular device. Okay. Now, the main difference of this tablet between other Android tablets is it doesn't really use Google's ecosystem. It uses Amazon's ecosystem. So for things like books, music, videos, documents, and apps itself, it's all using Amazon's ecosystem. So it's a little bit different. First of all, books. When we go to the book section, you can only use the Kindle ebook reader, which is a little bit limiting simply because there are other great e-readers on the market, such as Google Play Books, such as the Nook from Barnes & Noble, and such as Adoku Books. So there's lots of other ones that people definitely like and have some advantages over the Kindle. But Kindle is still a very well-off one and has definitely a huge arrayment. But even things like just like moving pages, it's very static, which doesn't bother some people, but it would be nice to have a little bit more animation, such as the other e-readers that I have mentioned. Another thing is, it's a big downside to the Kindle reader is that it's not really recommended for anyone that has to cite anything. So if you're a professor or if you're a student, the Kindle Fire would not be a good choice for you, simply because you can never cite pages. On there, the way they have it, they have just their own kind of pages in a sense. So you can never cite pages. Definitely a big downside to this tablet, and well, to Kindle in general. So great for textbooks, though, for students, but just it doesn't help you out all the way. So definitely another 7-inch tablet might come in better use if you are looking for e-readers you can utilize. Alright, second, we have to music. So if you've ever bought any MP3 song on Amazon, it will be automatically on the cloud storage for this device. And then of course you can just touch it to load it and then download it to the device itself. So very simplistic again, and great. Amazon has one of the biggest music libraries in the world, so definitely you can pretty much find any song you're looking for. In terms of videos, of course Amazon pushes their own video store, which is Amazon Video. You have instant videos, but really what they're pushing is their Prime instant videos, which is similar to Netflix. It's actually a big competitor of Netflix. And what this store specializes in is basically, instead of paying a monthly fee, you pay an annually fee. It works out to be about the same price as Netflix, and I recommend it if you tend to watch a lot of shows. If you, however, watch a lot of movies, it's not really the best. They don't have that many movies in comparison to Netflix. Netflix will have a much greater array of movies that are more popular and that a lot of people like more so. In TV shows, though, they definitely, I would say, beat out Netflix slightly. So just depending on what you like to watch, of course, you can watch Netflix on here as well. But in just comparing the two, it just is a much better thing for watching TV shows, as where Netflix has a lot of TV shows still, of course, and definitely dominates the movie section. Moving right along, docs. Docs is actually a huge unnecessary thing, really, on the Kindle Fire, simply because of the fact that you have to load docs from your computer, and then you'll be able to see them here, and they'll be saved and everything on here. But it's just because that you can't, just even directly connect it or email it to yourself and then have it on here. If you email a document and store it on here, you still cannot see it. Now, that's a big problem, and it just becomes from one of their huge downsides, which is you do not have a file manager on this device. You can download one, but definitely the way the file folders are laid out, they're not the easiest to find exactly where you want, and it's just definitely a big downside to it that you can plug it into your computer. You do have to purchase the micro USB to regular USB separately, though, because it only comes with a charger. Definitely a thing to note. So just one thing that keep in mind, it's just not the best if you want to actually store a lot of stuff on here. Besides, obviously, the storage isn't much, only being less than 16 gigs is never a huge storage when you have about 8 or so. So it's just not that popular in terms of storing a lot of stuff on here, especially things like documents. Now, internet web browsing was a big thing when it first came out, simply because of the fact that it uses its own browser called Silk, which is a pretty nice browser. It has Flash either off or on demand, which is really nice. I mean, every tablet still uses Flash with the exception of the iPad. So on any website you can actually see everything just like you would on your home computer, which is really nice. Moves very smoothly. Just wish that you could have a desktop version more easily. It's one thing I feel lacking on the tablet itself for web browsing. It automatically always goes to the mobile version of a website, which I wish it would rather just go to a desktop version. So yes. Now, the other thing that definitely stands out is watching movies. Now, watching movies, just to bring up a movie on Netflix, we'll just see how it goes. Watching movies is something that I really, really don't like on 7-inch tablets. Not because of just the screen size, of course, because it is a smaller device, but mainly because of the fact that you have your speakers on the left or on the right side, but never both. One huge downside to 7-inch tablets is either you muffle it when you hold it. Say if you're just holding normal like this. I'm actually muffling the speakers that are on the left side right now because I'm doing that. So it's just a really big disappointment that when you hold it like this, you're muffling it. It takes away a lot from watching a movie. So in terms of watching movies and playing games, 7-inch tablets they really need to fix that. Either put them on the bottom right here where they'll be more useful, or go out and put 2 here and 2 here, so no matter which way you're holding it, you have a good sound. But definitely more practical would be to put speakers on the bottom, so when you're watching it, it just sounds better and you're not covering the speakers as you do on this device. Now, in terms of music playback, music will sound great because typically you'll be holding the tablet like this most of the time. So when you play a song, you won't be covering the speakers as you do. Very loud speakers, so really good. Not to mention you also have an equalizer, so things like that just make it definitely stand out in comparison. So in comparison to other ones, it's a really strong sound and just definitely a pro about the tablet itself. Now, in terms of the App Store itself, remember, you do not have Google's Play Store on this device. You only have the Amazon App Store. Now, what that means is you definitely have a lot less apps in comparison. I mean, you're talking about 450,000 apps to about 100 or so thousand apps made for the Amazon App Store, plus a lot less free apps. In comparison, Amazon's App Store definitely has a lot of paid-for apps, especially things like this, where you'll see a lot on this store, which is Kindle Fire edition. So basically, it's just a little bit more pixels in comparison to the regular type of resolution they'll typically use. But what that does is it drives up the price. You know, if you play Angry Birds in Space, it would be free on Google's Play Store. And on Angry Birds in Space HD, it's $3. So things like that, it's just a lot more just because it's the Kindle Fire edition. And honestly, I've played this one and the regular one, and most eyes cannot tell a difference. When I've showed it to several people, they can't tell the difference. So it's definitely something that it's just a little bit disappointing. You don't have as many free apps. Now, you do have a free app every day, of course, which is just comes with the Amazon App Store. If you haven't seen the video of how to get a free app every day, please click the link on that too. Definitely a great link to go with, so you can get a free app every day. Now, as I was mentioning before, you do not have Google's ecosystem, which really brings some apps that you truly miss, such as things like Google Docs, such as things like Google Maps, things like that. It's definitely missed. I mean, you have things like MapQuest and other apps that try to make up for not having Google on here. But when it comes to not having it, even like a YouTube app itself, you know, this is an app that allows you to download YouTube videos, but definitely doesn't look as good as, say, the same app that I reviewed on Android tablet before. The quality is just not as good, and it's just definitely, you definitely have a lot of times when you're like, oh, I wonder if it has this app, and it doesn't. So it just definitely has a lot lacking in terms of that kind of stuff. So prepare that if you do get this tablet, you are going to have a lot less apps, including all the strong apps that Google makes. So just something to definitely keep in mind. Now, in the end, we go to definitely the main reason why this tablet sells so much, and that is price. Price is still $199, which is just really low price for a tablet. There's nothing that really compares to it on the market at that price point still. Nook has been a good comparison, but definitely just still a little bit too high priced in comparison to this tablet, especially since the Nook tablet is $249. And for that price point, I mean, you're definitely better off getting another 7-inch Android tablet like the Acer Iconia, or even a little bit more money for the Samsung 7-inch Plus. So at $199, it's definitely the one to beat, and so far no one has come up against it. Everyone is kind of waiting on what Google's tablet will be, as it's expected to be a 7-inch around the same price point, if not lower. So really that will be the main competitor, but until that, in the next coming months, the Amazon Kindle Fire stands alone as the best tablet for $199. Alright, hope you enjoyed the review. If you have any more questions, definitely leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.